Hi there, and welcome to the class. This is your instructor, Brian Richards, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to give you a bit of an introduction to myself and why I'm teaching this course and why these topics are valuable to me. A lot about my background you'll be able to read somewhere in the course shell, either an introductions thread or wherever where I've posted my biography. But let me give you a quick rundown. First of all, I've been teaching college courses since about 1999. I've been teaching online since about 2001. And I've taught in computer science programs, information science programs. And I even taught for the Art Institute of Pittsburgh as um, um, a development instructor for instructional design topics using products like Macromedia Director and Flash. Um, Really, I got my start with computers, however, way back in high school. I was a nerd. I had my first computer was an Atari 800 XL, and in high school I was down the computer lab all of the time. And I developed my first application for our guidance counseling office. It was a little database of colleges that they were going to refer people to. I actually just remembered this the other day that was my first application. Well, so after high school, I went to college and studied English education, actually. And while I was in school as an undergrad, I worked in a career counseling lab and managed the computer lab there, which were old IBM computers. And that was a task. It was DOS based. Um, After college, I worked briefly as an English teacher. I did a terrible job as a seventh grade teacher. The kids ate me alive. So I went to grad school for instructional design, and that's where I really started to get into crossing the boundary between development and sysadmin work. I managed a Mac-based development lab, but the grad program was focused on instructional design and developing computer-based training. I took that degree and went to work for Penn State. Now, I worked for a small campus of Penn State, so although I was hired to support the faculty as an instructional designer, they didn't have anybody to run the computer labs. So I did that. I took over the labs since the faculty needed the network and the computers in the labs to function properly in order for them to teach their classes. I had to learn how to manage workstation deployment, deploying applications, and ultimately building out servers because Penn State started an information sciences and technology program that required server-based application development. So I ran the servers. After Penn State, I went to work briefly for a dot-com startup here in Pittsburgh. It was about 20 employees. And there I really got into the early mechanics of DevOps, really, if you think about it. I was hired as a systems administrator, but I shepherded the pipeline for the development staff, which I participated in as a JavaScript developer, from coding to test and ultimately to production for rapid iteration for their products. And then from there, I came to Carnegie Mellon. I've been working here for over 11 years now, and I've had a number of roles. I worked as a systems administrator, working in a Windows-only server environment. Worked with virtualization. I worked with storage area networks. I even managed a media team that handled uh, the networked media services tools that we use in the classrooms, like the projector and the lecterns and the microphone systems, are all tied together with a control system from a company called Crestron. And my team ran the servers behind all of that and developed the software to make the control panels work and all that detailed stuff. So anyway, after all of that, I arrived where I am now, which is I'm a full-time developer for a service management cloud platform called ServiceNow. And again, I'm working kind of in the DevOps world where I'm a sysadmin. I help maintain the server instances, and I help participate in the software release process. But it's all about that pipeline of development from from code to testing and iteration to production. And that's what I do on a day-to-day basis. So a little bit about my personal life. I read a lot. I'm way into horror and science fiction. Stephen King is my favorite author. I also I'm a CrossFitter. I work out at a CrossFit gym. Do Olympic lifting on the side a little bit, trying to thwart my nerd heritage and break out of the box a little bit. And beyond that, I have the best cat in the world and a beautiful wife, and I'm happily enjoying life living here in Pittsburgh. So that's me. I'm looking forward to getting to know you in this course. We have our online discussion forums. We'll interact personally, either via those discussion forums or via email. And I know I have my phone number posted in the classroom as well if you need to reach out and talk to me about something related to your experience with the course. I'm looking forward to working with you, and I will see you online.